Welcome to the 2024 season preview of the Casey Stengel League. Here, we'll take a look at the Southeast Division. Last year, Florida overcame Georgia, won the division, and literally went through the playoffs, won their second championship in 2021, and are looking to defend their title. And they're going to face themselves as some much tougher competition, of course, with Georgia and especially Alabama, who were one of the teams in 2021 that was competing for the division title until a 16-game losing streak pretty much sunk their season. We'll take a look and see who are the main contenders and who might be the surprises in this Southeast Division. So the Southeast Division is composed of the Alabama Hammers, the Florida Marlins, the Georgia Braves, the Mississippi Bulldogs, the North Carolina Knights, and the South Carolina Legionnaires. Take a look at Alabama's um, roster. The starting rotation is composed of Satchel Paige, Jake Peavy, Don Sutton, Corey Kluber, and a new rookie, Kyle Wright. And hopefully Kyle Wright will be able to provide some much needed strength in the bottom of the rotation. They don't have a left-hander, though, which might prove to be a bit of an issue. And they have that same issue in the bullpen. You have David Robertson, Clay Holmes, the rookie, Terry Leach, Jeff Brantley, Clay Carroll, and I called Craig Kimbrell. So no left-handers in a bullpen, which might pose a problem if they're going to face left-handed hitting. But still, they're going to try to remain competitive here. Rudy York at catcher, Charlie Moore in the catcher spot as well. Rudy York, their power hitting catcher. We'll see how he does in managing the rotation. The infield, Willie McCovey at first, rookie Tim Anderson at second, shortstop Joe Sewell, and rookie sensation Gunnar Henderson at third, Lee May at first, Ted Sizemore in the middle infield to man the second and third base duties, Ozzie Smith at short. The outfield of Heine Munish in left, Willie Mays in left, and center, and Henry Aaron in right. You have Billy Williams and George Foster manning the as outfield reserves. Your minor league roster, your rotation is Early Wynn, Matt Cain, Spencer Turnbull, a rookie, Virgil Trucks, and Jimmy Key. Your relief core is Roy Jackson, Kendall Graveman, Joe Beckwith, Johnny Ruffin, and Reggie Patterson. Your catcher, Bruce Benedict, Hal Morrison, and Andre Thornton at first, Marlon Anderson at second, Jim Mason at short, Russ Davis at third, Bo Jackson and Willie Wilson at left, Juan Pierre in center, and Tommy Agee in right. We'll take a look at Mississippi here, who endured a very difficult campaign in 2021 and is looking to maybe become a bit more competitive. This year, they added two new starters in the rotation, and we'll see how it fares out. Roy Oswalt is been their main ace since the beginning. Paul Oswalt is another good starter, the left-hander. Brandon Woodruff, their power-throwing right-hander. Two new pitchers this year, Claude Passo and Justin Steele. They're both their rookies, hoping to sort of really improve their rotation that's lacking in strikeout power and go deep into games. Their bullpen also saw some new players here. Connor Pilkington, a lefty. Garrett Crochet, also the bullpen. He had a little bit of time last year, but now he's going to be a full-time player. Jay Powell, Tony Sipp, Chad Bradford, as their setup man, and Cody Lee is the closer. We had four guys in the bullpen that are lefties that could pretty much neutralize maybe left-handed hitters. The catching tandem is Bill Melton and Barry Lyons. Your infield is composed of George Scott at first, Frank White at second, Don Blazingame at short, Charlie Hayes at third, Mitch Moreland and as a reserve in first, Brian Dozier to man second base and shortstop, Chris Brown to man the duties of third when the occasion calls for it. In the outfield, Ellis Burks at left, Chet Lemon at center, and the Cobra Dave Parker at right, Larry Herndon to man the outfield corners, and Billy Hamilton, the speedster, to man center field. Your minor league roster: Oil Can Boyd, Tim Young, Gary Rath, Chris Stratton, and Fred Tolliver. Your relief corps: Michael Rucker, Stu Clibbard, Dave Hoskins, Kirk McCarty, a rookie. Michael Rucker is also a rookie. Don Veal as well. You have James Holbrook and Eli Whiteside manning the catching duties. Luke Easter at first, Jeff Branson at second, Frank Baker at short, Billy Hall at third, Marcus Thames, and Hunter Renfro left, Jared Dyson in center, and Matt Lawton at right. North Carolina has pretty much the same starting rotation. Catfish Hunter, Hoyt Wilhelm, Chris Archer, Madison Bumgarner, and Gaylord Perry. A very solid rotation from top to bottom. And they can go deep into games and make this team compete if only they could get the defense and the offense to cooperate. Scott Baghead in long relief, Bobby Parnell, Zach Littell, their rookie reliever, Seth Mattis, Darren Holmes, and Greg Holland, with again not a lefty in the bullpen, but few pitchers that could really bring in smoke. I could really throw hard. Smokey Burgess and Rick Farrell, the catching tandem. Mark Grace at first. Brian Roberts at second. Luke Appling at short. Ryan Zimmerman at third. A very solid infield with some stellar defensive players there. Brandon Phillips, Corey, and Kyle Seager to man the minor league, the infield reserves. Here's hoping they could play solid defense while provide some solid pop out of the bench. The outfield: Josh Hamilton moves over to left field, which will allow the rookie Cedric Mullins to play center. Edith Slaughter at right. J.R. Hart to man the outfield corners, and Otis Nixon to play center. The rotation: Kevin Millwood, Max Lanier, Mike Caldwell, Jim Perry, and Ryan Vogelsong. The bullpen of Greg W. Harris, Todd Coffey, rookie Austin Warren, and Jim Rowland. The catching tandem is Michael Valier and Barry Foote. Your infield: Buck Leonard at first, Ray Durham at second, Johnny Temple also at second as a reserve, Hal Lanier at short, Billy Goodman at third. In left will be a tandem of Quinton McCracken, a rookie, and Greg Briley. Cam Maben at center, and Will Myers at right. South Carolina has a rotation of Van Lingle Mungo, Lamar Hoyt, Jordan Montgomery to come in as a rookie, Billy Odell, and Jason Hamill. Your relief corps: Ryan Williams, Daniel Moscos, Jim Ray, Bill Landrum, Chad Green, and Emilio Pagan, a rookie, as their closer. The catching tandem of Matt Winters and Matt Leakroy. Your infield: rookie Justin Smoke at first, Willie Randolph at second, Marty Marion at short, Al Rosen at third, Willie Aikens on the bench, Bobby Richardson, a rookie, on the bench, and Pokey Reese at shortstop and third. Your outfield: Jim Rice at left, Larry Doby in center, Shoeless Joe Jackson at right, a tremendous Hall of Fame outfield, Brett Gardner, a rookie, to man Center field at left, and Reggie Sanders at right. Your minor league roster, your rotation. Bobo Newsom, Don Hood, Bobby Bolin, Carson Spires, a rookie, and Terrell Wade. Commander rotation, the bullpen, Michael Cohn, Levi Jared Burton, Rich Batchelor, Dooley Womack. Your catching tandem, John Stefano and Tim Hosley. Dan Dreesen at first, Orlando Hudson at second, Bill Spires at short, Kent Anderson at third. You have D. Wade Wise at left, Gorman Thomas and Mookie Wilson at center, Herb Whittingham and Jerry Martin at right. We'll take a look at Georgia, who made the playoffs, sagged a bit at the end of the year, made the wild card, but were eventually dethroned by Florida. Here's your rotation: Kevin Brown, Tim Hudson, Kenny Rogers, and Adam Wainwright. Initially, they've added Dylan Cease in the rotation. Add so much of him strikeout power here. In the bullpen, pretty much the same as last year. You have Rick Camp in long relief, Chris Hammond, Matt Capps, Todd Jones, Jonathan Broxton, the setup man, and their left-handed closer in Will Smith. The catching tandem is Josh Gibson and Buster Posey. The infielders comprised of Frank Thomas at first, Jackie Robinson at second, Stephen Drew at short, Tony Phillips this year, full-time at third base, Bill Terry at first, Sean Figgins to man the middle infield duties, and Willie Green now a bench player at third. The outfield, Ty Cobb at left, Marquise Grissom in center, Moises Alou at right. Your outfield reserves and Cal Daniels and Mike Cameron. In the minor leagues, the starting rotation: Jake Westbrook, Bryn Smith, Jimmy Haynes, Spud Chandler, and Kyle Davies. Your bullpen: Dennis Powell, Jeff Calhoun, Milt Hill, and Rick Waits. Brian McCann and Michael Barrett are your catching tandem. Johnny Mize at first, Gordon Beckham at second, Adam Everett and Bucky Dent manning the shortstop duties, Ray Knight at third, Ben Revere at left, Rondell White and Lorenzo Cain center, and Jordan Walker in right. And finally, but last but not least, your World Baseball Association champions, your Casey Stengel League champions for 2024, the Florida Marlins. And just because they became the champions doesn't mean that there weren't any changes. We'll mention them especially in the middle infield and in the outfield. The starting rotation is pretty much the same. Jacob deGrom, Steve Carlton, Dwight Gooden, Chris Sale, and Zach Greinke. You cannot ask for a better starting five entering the 2024 season. Your bullpen has Danny Otero, Rob Murphy, Tom Gordon, Andrew Miller, Darren O'Day, and their closer, Wade Davis. They could easily put Andrew Miller as a closer, or Darren O'Day as a closer, or Tom Gordon as a closer. They have a very, very good bullpen with two lefties that could sort of neutralize left-handed hitters. The catching tandem is Charles Johnson and Brian Schneider, both of them excellent defensively, and Charles Johnson with some good power. In the middle infield, there were changes this year. Pete Alonso mans the position at first base. Daniel Murphy is at second base. Trey Turner is now the regular shortstop, replacing Jay Bell of last year. Chipper Jones and third base. Fred McGriff becomes a bench player. Manny Machado mans third, and middle infield is manned on the bench by Bo Bichette. If you take a look, make a correction here. Here we go. As we look at the outfield, one other addition's been added, and Kyle Tucker, who's going to man the positions of right and center field on the bench. The starting staff is pretty much the same. Tim Raines in left, Andre Dawson in center, Gary Sheffield in right, Luis Gonzalez in left, Kyle Tucker again, the rookie. Your minor league roster, your rotation, Mike Clevenger, John Billingham, Gio Gonzalez, Rick Rhoden, and Carlos Rodon. In your starting rotation, Cody Allen, Jay Howell, Bobby Thigpen, and Billy Taylor as your relief corps. Your catching tandem, Mike Napoli and Al Lopez. Tito Martinez and Boog Powell batting first. D. Gordon at second. Jay Bell at short. Larry Parrish at third. Vince Coleman at left. Mickey Rivers in center. Carl Everett and J.D. Martinez batting the positions at right. And there you have the Southeast Division for 2024. Once again, it's going to be between Florida and Georgia to man that are going to fight for the division title and have a great chance of being the wild card winners. You also have Alabama that's also going to come back from that disastrous June and July where they lost 16 in a row, and are hopefully going to make a push to compete for a playoff spot. Well, that's it for me, and thank you for listening to our 2024 preview of the Casey Stengel League, the Southeast Division. The next video will center on the Mid-North Division. I will take a look and see if anybody other than Ohio can win that division. Well, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and take care.